Run Cougar Run is a 1972 Disney film directed by Jerome Courtland, and I was really looking forward to this because I love big cats, and obviously this is about a cougar, and it sounded kind of interesting, but honestly, it really wasn't. The footage was gorgeous, but the narrative just felt a little all over the place, and I honestly think it would have been better as a documentary. Disney, maybe a couple of decades before this, did some fabulous documentaries. I think the ones were narrated by Winston Hyler, and they were really delightful. And I feel like that's kind of what they were going for sometimes with this. But there's more of a narrative to it, but the narrative isn't very interesting. So I think it would have just been more engaging as a documentary with some gorgeous footage of the cougar. There are some human characters in this. Not every human character is as threatening to the cougar as others, thankfully, but the cougar is up against tourism and hunting, and it has to try and save itself and save its cubs. And the cougar cubs are just so ridiculously adorable. It's just so sweet. The footage we get in this is beautiful, and I really thoroughly enjoyed watching the big cat and the little cubs and really having a lot of fun with that part of the footage. But the narrative itself was very slow, not a lot happened, didn't really find it very interesting. Thankfully, the footage itself is really fun and beautiful. Maybe fun's not the right word, but it's gorgeous and stunning, and I just think cougars are so majestic. I just love big cats. So it's weird because on the one hand, as a narrative, as a story, it's kind of boring. So I feel like I shouldn't recommend it. But at the same time, if you love big cats, I think you'll find it visually quite a treat to watch. And hearing the cat roar or meow is just so fascinating and an absolute joy. So I loved parts of it. I loved watching it, but found it really boring. And I realized they're not those are contradicting statements. But that is exactly how I felt. So if you're looking for a film with a really great narrative that you can become absorbed in, become lost in it, following this exciting journey, Run Cougar Run doesn't fulfill that. But if you love big cats and you just want to watch big cats, then I'd say give it a watch. It's not too bad in that regard. Definitely, I think just would have been better if they'd lent more into the documentary angle like they used to do and gave us more of a look at the cougar's life without human interaction. I think that would have been, for me, much more fascinating. Nonetheless, I really enjoyed the time I spent watching it. Maybe not for the right reasons. Well, I guess watching it for the cougar is the right reason, but for the narrative, not so much. But if it sounds like something that would appeal to you, maybe it's worth giving a go.